3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody? This is the Undefeated by Choice podcast brought to you by SteelFist Fights. I'm here with Lucus Montoya. Welcome to the show, man.
Hey, man. Thanks for having me.
Full disclosure, we just talked about it. Lucas does not like podcasts, but he's willing to do this podcast, so show him your support. Give this video a like and a subscribe, and let him know you like hearing what he has to say.
My wife just makes fun of me because I like to watch movies, and she's like, "What's the difference? You're watching somebody else's life there." But I'm like, I don't want to listen to two people have a conversation.
That's true. If you're not like, so you like to like movies. You like to watch movies. What is your go-to type of movie?
Oh man, don't put me on the spot. Cause I'm that's what the best thing about having little kids is I watch cartoons all day. So
yep. I've been Princess Moana. No. I've been Princess Maui for like the past 3 weeks. Before that, I was Shrek.
Yep.
I've been Brick from Trolls. My daughter just every male.
She just turns you into
that's
it.
Who I become.
That's awesome.
And I'll take Maui all day, even though she calls him Princess Maui. I'll take Maui.
I'll take a Maui.
Yeah.
I'll take a Maui. My daughter just always tells me I can't fight, and she's tougher than me. So.
Oh really?
Maui's a big step up for me.
Yeah. Well, my daughter likes to fight too. She throws a good hook. She has a good right hook. Her jab is lacking.
Out there. We gotta work on that.
But she's got a good hook, and it comes out of nowhere. I'll get caught sometimes. I'll be like, damn. So, one thing I'm always interested in is the nicknames. Yours is Madman.
That's a nickname that was just bestowed upon me by SteelFist.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, I've never been into the nickname game, man.
Okay.
When I first started out, my trainer, Anthony Labato, thanks so much, Anthony, for this. He called me the Locust.
That's
and
not bad.
He had some kind of like biblical meaning to it that. It had something, but everybody else just thought I was a bug, and I'm like, "Oh, come on, man, we gotta." So I just went to. I don't like nicknames, so Jarrett Kelton came up and started putting on my banners, the Lucus Montoya. I'm like, all right, I'll take that one. I guess.
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, nicknames are rough, man, because some of them can be awful, and then some of them can be. Someone can be really good. So and Madman, I was like, that to me that didn't fit you. Watching you fight, seeing you around, I was like, he's not a madman.
Not a madman.
He's not a madman.
I'm the calmest person you'll ever meet.
Yeah, for real. So
my angry friends call me when they're mad, so I can calm them down. So
Lucas, I'm about to lose it. Calm me down.
I'm so mad. Calm me down, Lucas.
Let's meditate real quick. So, because I was gonna come up with some new nicknames for you. I think we got to, and now that I'm a part of SteelFist, I think I can get it changed on next time, next to come around.
Let's hear it, bro.
First of all, I was sticking with the double M because I thought maybe that was given to you, so I was sticking with the double M. So I was thinking instead of Madman, it's my man. So it'd be like Lucas, Lucas, my man Montoya.
I can handle that. It's gonna make me not so angry and like a friendly guy. You want to get punched by. I like it.
It's like my man. The other one was just for the ladies, just Lucas Magic Mike Montoya.
we're gonna be big negative on that one.
That's a veto on that one. And the last one is Lucas Mystery Meat. You're so good. You don't know what you're getting.
You started off so strong with the my man.
I know. When I first put that one, I was like, that's it. I can't do anything after that. But I was like, Mystery Meat. Like you're so good at everything. You just don't know what you're getting.
You just don't know what's
coming. You don't know what it is.
All right. There we go.
But that one takes some explanation, so we won't do that one. We'll go with my man. I'll talk to Kevin, and we'll get things set up with that. I think that's you.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
Yep.
That's a good jam, though.
Yeah, you have to get a little bit of country playing, man.
Yeah. All right. So, the next question is, man, why have you made us wait so long to see you?
I didn't make you wait. My body wouldn't let me do this, right? So I broke my arm against Ozzy Dagubgoff in World Series, and like 6-7 months later, they cleared me to fight, started training, and my arm was just hurting me really bad. So I went into the doctor, and they pretty much x-rayed it and said, well, you're just being a baby, right? Like,
I love when doctors
it's once the plate comes out, it won't hurt you anymore. So they went in just to take the plate out, and my arm was still broken. A bunch of calcium had grown around it, but it never fused together. So put a new plate in, waited the time. Again, they told me you're good to start training. I went down and started helping Berkman actually get ready for his fight, one of his fights with KJ Noons, and took a kick and my arm lumped up. I actually got a really cool picture of it on Instagram or wherever it is I put it. But my arm lumped up, made it the last like 2-3 weeks of training with him, went back in and they're like, oh man, now you broke the plate and the bone. So back in for number 3, and this time it just never healed, it never grew. And so surgery number 4, I went to a specialist and they ended up pulling a hip graft from me. And so yeah, it wasn't by choice. I just got kicked out. I thought it was the universe, because right when I got cleared to start fighting again after my arm was done, Thomas Hughes took me and made me cliff jump, and I broke my leg.
I remember your wife posting about that. I remember she was not happy about that one.
And then last year, when I was gonna do this, I tore my bicep tendon, and so it's just like I thought the universe was just telling me like, no, you're done. I literally waited this whole camp for something to happen, and it was like, oh man, I'm doing good.
I feel good.
Nice, healthy, strong, fast, beautiful.
Yeah,
you can't hate.
Well, man, we're so happy to have you back. This fight is such the most anticipated fight I've ever seen. Everybody's talking about it. It's pretty insane. But this isn't the first time you've had a bit of a layoff. There was some time between 2011 and 2014 that you took some time off from the cage. So I mean, I don't want to get into that. What I want to get into is this whole thought of ring rust. You came back from that one, got yourself a win. Is ring rust a real thing, or is it just all mental thing?
I think it's all mental thing for people, right? Because for me, I feel I'm the best Lucus Montoya that's ever stepped in the cage right now, right? And I mean, who knows? Come Friday night, I may choke up or whatever, but I just don't see it happening. I get in there, you start sparring. Maybe you're a little slow, maybe your timing's a little off, but once you're in the mix and you're in shape and you're getting punched, and it's like riding a bicycle, man.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's not like I'm 40 trying to come back and my timing's slow and my muscle's gone. You know, I'm still 32. I'm in my prime, so.
I feel like the moment that first punch is thrown, your body goes into attack or survival mode or whatever it is it goes into, whatever it's always gone into. And so as long as you've trained for it, then you're going to go to what you know. You're going to go to what what you've trained in.
It's all instinct and I think visualizing the fight before you're ever there, all the scenarios that could happen from the time you're, visualizing warming up, standing in front of the cage, getting in the cage, having him walk in the cage, just seeing all in your mind. So it's happened already a dozen times. I don't think there's ring rust. I think I came back after that last 3-year layoff and had that was the start of my best 4-fight run ever. So
and we've seen, I mean, again, some of the most mentally tough fighters. Dominic Cruz came back, had a beautiful display when he came back after his layoff, and then you had GSP, one of the most famous, layoffs, come back. And so again, those guys are known for just being so mentally tough. To me, it's all a mental thing, and I don't think you're going to have an issue there. So you're saying that you're the best you've ever felt. How is camp going? How was camp? You're winding down now.
You're done. I had my last hard workout yesterday. Did a light little mid session today, but man, it couldn't have gone any better. I had Naldo Silva pushing and sparring with me and teaching me, and Aldo Oregio and Justin Ellison, my jiu-jitsu coach. And so I just had a group of top-notch people that really pushed me and brought out the best. And then Dustin Delight, can't forget him. He's been pushing my cardio and freaking making sure I'm a machine ready to go.
And that's out at One Hit that you're doing all that?
So I switch between One Hit MMA, and I teach out there, and I get coached out there by Aldo, and then I do jiu-jitsu out of Blackout. Jiu-jitsu in Centerville.
That's what I've always liked about that. I've seen since I've been following you. One thing I've liked is, I can see you never really post it because you're not really social media, but I can always see you in pictures. You go lots of places. You're well respected in the MMA community. There's lots of doors that are open to you, and you're not afraid to go around, but you like you said, you have Blackout and One Hit, but I see you train a lot with a lot of different people.
Man, I'll train all over Utah, and I think that people always welcome me into their gym because I don't come in with a bad attitude. I come in with the attitude of hey, you show me something, I'm going to show you what I got, and we train it, a big thing you can do when you go into a new gym is show people that respect and tap when they get you.
Yeah.
You know, because people are like, oh, Lucas is a black belt. Somebody beneath me, not beneath me, but, you know, a lower belt gets me, and I tap, and I tell them good job, and I don't make up all these excuses of, oh, didn't eat very many calories, and, oh, my arm just hurt so bad, you know. And so have a good attitude, be honest and open, because I think that's where people with gyms get into problems too, is, you know, they're training here, and then without telling their coach, they go start training at other places. And so then their coach feels betrayed. You know, just be open, be honest. Yeah. Let everybody know what's going on.
Yeah, as much as this, you know, it's MMA is so interesting because it's like such a individual sport, but then it's such a team sport at the same time. So like one, you're like, well, I want to go where the best are. I want to test myself against the best in practice, and I want to be with my crew, my people, the ones that are there for me, the ones that are going to be there when, you know, win, lose or draw, the ones that are going to be there. And so it's like finding that fine line between being able to go out and experience other things and then also be at your home.
Yeah, and I think you know, Rob Hanley says it best, you know, invest in those that are investing in you, and so that's where a big key of like, hey, make sure the majority of your time is spent in one spot. But you know, if you're only training with those people, those are the only looks you get. Yeah. Go try something new. Go get beat up by somebody else every once in a while.
Yeah, it's good for you. How much is jumping into frozen rivers a part of the training process?
Man, that's just for fun. I'll tell you.
That's not fun.
I take ice baths probably once a week, where I go get 3 20-pound bags of ice and dump in there and just see how long you can last, man. It's
2 seconds. It's the second the ice hits the water, I'm done.
That's a fun part about it, is that just a weird mental challenge of, okay, can I do this? Yeah, pushing through.
I will take a punch, but I will not get into an ice bath. I don't know. Call me a wuss. I don't know. I cannot do it. And I see these pictures, and you're standing there, your body is just like red from being in the frozen water.
That river was brutal. That river was brutal because your whole body's submerged. In my ice bath, it's like upper body, lower body, they get separated, you know, because my bath's too small. I can't eat those. But that river, oh my gosh. I was cold for like 3 hours afterwards, man. It was terrible.
That is not fun. Thank you for everybody in Ogden for not inviting me to that. You would have got a big fat no. In this training camp, is there anything in particular you really wanted to focus on in preparation for this fight specifically?
No, I mean, Clay's a banger and a brawler, and he comes forward with really good technical hands too. He's got a tested chin. You know, he can take a punch and he's going to keep coming. So I really just trained for pace. You know, I got to be able to get in there and get in the firefight and be comfortable there. So
yeah, and so I mean, you and I grew up in the same city. We went to the same high school. I'm a little bit older than you, although I feel like you're way more mature than me. And how did you get into martial arts?
Oh man, it's actually funny. My first fist fight I ever got into was my first cage fight.
Oh really?
I've never been in a fist fight before. They locked that door behind me, and I was standing there against Chase Shefford. And oh man, I remember just all of a sudden I wasn't scared, and I'm like, oh shit, what did I get myself into? But I was working out of town when I was 19, and there's nothing to do. We're in this little town called Ruidoso, New Mexico, where there's literally, they play like one movie at a time, and so I saw a sign for jiu-jitsu one day, and I just went, and I actually didn't like it at first because I wasn't like a touchy person. And one of the first days I got there, I put a guy in an arm lock just drilling, and he bent down and leaned into my ear and he goes, ooh, this is why I got into this sport. I was like, oh man, nope, not for me. Now I can see the joke, and you know, everybody does that stuff, but back then it was too much. So then I moved back home, started training with Anthony Lobato in his garage, and on like 3 weeks notice or something like that, the same night, Court McGee fought, Steve Seiler fought at the fairgrounds. Was my first fight, and they're like, hey, you want to fight this guy? I was like, sure. I'm walking around like 168, and I remember at weigh-ins he comes in all dehydrated, and I'm like, yeah, we're about the same size. And then the next day I saw him, was like, holy shit, what happened? Where'd that guy come from? Where'd the little guy go?
Well, so it was just that night. Or just the weigh-ins. They were like, "Hey, you want to fight?"
That's it was like a 2 weeks notice, 2 or 3 weeks notice. I don't remember exactly, but like 2 or 3 weeks. They're like, but I never sparred. I never hit mitts. I just I did jiu-jitsu and I was good at it. So they're like, "Hey, you want to try this?" I'm like, "Sure, man." And I ended up. So we'd come out. I took him down. And then he would roll me over and elbow me in the face over and over and over again because my first fight was pro.
Okay.
Because that's what was smart back then, right?
Yeah. That's what you did.
Yes, that's what you did. Hey, here's $100, man. Congratulations.
Elbow.
And that happened pretty much the whole first round. Second round came out, took him down. He tried to turn me over. I took his back and choked him, and fight was done. I was like, "Oh, all right, this is pretty cool."
Do this.
Maybe if I'd lost, I wouldn't have continued on, but.
Well, that's. I feel like a lot of the early, fighters, like the guys who started out here in Utah, a lot of them, that's their story. Like, it was just like 2 week notice, 1 week notice. Hey, let's go. And you had some buddies who did it, and then you just jumped right into it.
Well, geez, man, back with the Ultimate Combat, I never fought for them, but geez, it didn't matter. You just you could fight every week, and that's how these guys had 30, 40 fights.
Yeah.
Out of no, when I fought Birdsley, James Bird Dog, he was on his like 45th fight compared to my third fight.
Yeah.
That got, which the commission, they're going to let that go through today, right?
Yeah. Back in the Wild West days. Back in the
old day, hey, man, Lucas is pretty good. He can handle it. Wow, come on, man. Just throw me into the wolves.
Yeah. There's a thing, there's something about experience and people who've been there before. There's a little something to that. The Ultimate Combat experience was my introduction to MMA. I remember being in high school, and I was watching it. I think it was like Friday night, Saturday night, something like that. But I remember watching it. I was like, I think I could do that. And I go upstairs to my dad, and I'm like, "Dad, I think I want to do like an MMA fight." And he's like, "I think you're an idiot." And that was the end of that that was the end of that conversation until I was in my 30s. And then it was like, "Dad, I don't care about your opinion."
I'm trying this.
I mean, I care about your opinion, but I'm doing it.
See, I told my dad when I love boxing. I would have been a boxer if I'd been boxing before I did jiu-jitsu. I would have been a boxer. I just love boxing.
Yeah.
I went to my dad when I was in 7th grade, and I said, "Hey, Dad, I want to go box." And he stood up. He started smacking me around. He's like, "I'm not gonna pace. I'm gonna beat you up. I can do it here." Oh, damn! Out of your dick, Dad.
That's a learning lesson right there. Well, see, because I was gonna ask you when you started doing jiu-jitsu, because that's where I best know you from. Because you came out to Foley's one day, and me and Foley had been rolling for a little bit, and I was feeling good about my jits. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm starting to. I didn't think I was great. I wasn't cocky. But I was like, I think I'm starting to get the hang of this. And he really was pushing. Hey, why don't you roll with Lucas? And he knew like I wasn't gonna cause an issue or anything. So he's like, why don't you roll with Lucas? And I was like, I knew you were good at it. So I was like, okay, and I thought, I outweigh him. I know I outweigh him. So maybe if I can get top control, maybe if I can do that, I won't submit him, but maybe I can keep him from completely embarrassing me. And then what you did, I can best describe as you were tossing me in the air like pizza dough. I was up, and you had all 4 of my limbs off the ground, and you were spinning me around your body while you were just on your back, just spinning. I had no limbs on the ground.
I don't even know how. That sounds awesome.
I don't know
how I did that.
It was so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing, and just like, and I was like, well, maybe I don't know anything about jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just I had a knack for jiu-jitsu. I took to it quick. So when I started training with Anthony, I was only training with him once a week, and there was me and this other guy that were there, but he was training 3 times a week. And when we started, we were pretty even. And after about a month, he started beating me, and I was like, well, shit, I don't want to let that happen. Yeah. So then I got dedicated and started going 3 times a week, and from there, Anthony put a lot of time into me. He trained me when I was a young, broke, dumb kid, and took me under his wing, and I was with him all the way up through when I got my black belt. So,
well, it definitely paid off, and I was very impressed. After I left that day, I was just like, man, if I could get to that level, it was. I mean, because like I said, Foley is good at letting you know if you suck or not. Like he doesn't sugarcoat things, and he was like making me feel like I was really progressing. And I was like, okay, well, you know, I didn't think I was going to beat you by any means. I didn't think I was going to control you by any means. But I was like, maybe if I can get on top, I won't be embarrassed in like 20 seconds. And then I was pizza doughed.
And what's crazy is I can do that to some people, but then they don't believe it. I'm like, yeah, there are people out there that do that to me all the time. So
that's
there are people I go with. I'm like, oh man,
that's true.
It's like a white belt all of a sudden.
There's always levels. The last thing I want to talk about jiu-jitsu was I recently saw a video of yours. I think it was recent at the Proving Grounds when you went against, was it Reese?
Oh yeah, Dan Reese.
That was such an impressive display of jiu-jitsu because you were in trouble for a minute.
I was in trouble the whole time, man. I told people, I said, it's a good thing that there was no microphone in my head because I was sitting there cursing, like, son of a bitch, did you really just let this guy take your back 30 seconds into the match? Like, come on, man. So,
okay, so I didn't, but you looked so calm. You looked so collected. You didn't look like you were in trouble. You looked like, man, okay, I'm just going to weather this storm. And then you reversed it insane and ended up tapping him. It was beautiful.
You know, I think that comes from exactly what we're talking about, the ring rust, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've been in that situation 1,000 times in the gym.
Yeah.
So just because somebody has my back doesn't mean I've lost.
Yeah.
It just means I have to do something from there.
Yeah.
Same with, you know, I tell all the fighters I corner, because I cornered a lot of people. I'm like, don't think about, oh, if I hit the ground, I'm in trouble. Don't think if they're on my back, I'm in trouble. I'm a fighter. I can fight anywhere. Yeah, I can fight on my head if I have to. That's what we're going to do. All right, let's go. Let's dance, man.
Well, it was super impressive to watch that because I was looking at your face in that moment and I was like, he does not even look worried. He doesn't look worried.
I was mad. I was swearing in my head. I was pretty mad.
You got a good poker face, man. Maybe if fighting doesn't work out for you, go to Vegas and become a poker player.
Yeah, I've tried that too. I just lose all my money, man.
All right. So did you do a big weight cut for this? Are you doing a big weight cut for this?
No. I could. I started 8 weeks ago at 195, but that was a skinny fat 195, right?
Yeah.
I'm doing about I'll end up doing like 9 pounds of water is all.
Okay.
Which is much nicer than my 17, 18 pounds I used to have to do to 55.
Yeah. That's killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9 pounds. That's not bad. That's
and I got a real good weight cut system down that. Like I took Thomas the other day when he fought from 160 to 145.
Yeah.
And we did less than 3 hours of steam room sauna time. So
he has a pretty famous documentary that you guys did together. That one looked rough.
That was rough.
That one looked very rough, but he's been saying ever since that he's had good cuts and he's felt really good.
The only problem with that one is he still liked lifting weights too much back then, right? He still had too much muscle, and he's since learned he doesn't need that for fighting. So he kills his weight cuts now.
Do you prefer the sauna over the steam room? Steam
room. It's all about the steam room, man. It just makes you sweat a little bit more, opens your pores up, and gets you going.
Yeah, I like that. Except for when I'm in there, I can't. I feel like I can't breathe. I'm trying to breathe.
When you take it on the big cuts, we used to have. We would take a cooler with ice, so you can just put up to your mouth and breathe. So just a little bit of relief that lets you finish out that.
Yeah, I remember seeing that trick on the documentary, the little ice in the towel you had. Is grilling or barbecuing on the
Saturday morning, bro? No, it's not on the wake up plan, but Saturday morning it's on the plan. So sit outside with some barbecue and some beer, man.
You and a few of the fighters here in this area are like, you guys go back and forth on social media, just showing all your smoking and grilling, and Dave Castillo and Bryce and all you guys are showing. And I'm just wondering, where's my invite?
Bro,
I like food.
Sunday at my house is barbecue day.
Okay. I wonder why Bryce doesn't invite me. He lives around the corner.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he lives. I could throw a rock at his house.
He's told me a couple times he'll put a picture up and be like, Lucas, come over, try this brisket. I'm like, dang it, dude, I'm too far away. But
yeah, he always puts that up, and I'm like, come on, man, I could probably smell it if I stepped outside.
Just walk over there, dude.
I need to.
Just walk over there. There's a poly blood, bro. They just welcome you in.
Yeah, they welcome you. Take your shoes off and come in. Yeah, I need to get on that. Well, so I was going to ask you, with that whole group, who's the best barbecuer in the group? Is it you?
Oh man, I don't know. everybody has a little bit different style, different taste, but I love my barbecue because I like a lot more smoke. So that's why I do like the old school way. All these other guys are cheaters with the Traegers, right?
Right.
So I sit out and I tend mine with charcoal and wood. So
I've done that.
That's what I like. I like to do that. I like the process. I bought a Traeger. Gosh, was it last year or year before? I don't remember. I bought a Traeger. I had it for like 2-3 days. I was like, what am I doing? I'm not even cooking. All I'm doing is pushing a stupid button and I'm walking away.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to go inside. I want to have to wake up at 3 a.m. and
Yeah, I've done that. I had I had a Weber, and it was like, looked like R2D2.
Yeah.
That's the worst grill to try.
I love it.
Tend.
I got one.
To try to tend it was awful. They had that little window. I had to like put everything in. I hated that.
You just gotta learn some tricks, bro. I love that one. That's a good like 3-4 hour cooker. Yeah. Oh, it's great.
I hated that thing. I was like, I mean, I did it. I was like cooking for my whole family, smoking, because I lived in Tennessee for a while. So I was like, they ain't got real barbecue out here. Utah doesn't have good barbecue. So I was like, I got to do it myself. And my family learned what real barbecue was, but then I was like, I don't have it.
It's too much time. Too much time.
I don't have the patience for this. So there's one place in Utah I go to get barbecue. You got a spot here in Utah you go to get barbecue if you don't feel like you want to take all the time?
No, I don't really go. I have a hard time paying for barbecue because someone wants $35 for a rack of ribs.
Yeah.
That's a $10 rack of ribs. I'll just go smoke it myself, man.
Have you tried Pat's though?
I haven't tried Pat's.
Just try it.
It's pretty good?
Just try it.
Okay.
It's down
Where's
Salt
that
Lake.
at? Down Salt Lake?
It's down Salt Lake. They moved. I think it was like near 13th South, but they moved, so you have to look it up. And I don't even know if it's the same as it was when, after they moved, but originally that was my spot.
Cool.
They were legit.
I'll give it a shot, man. I'm always down to try some pulled pork.
Yeah,
so that's my favorite. They're
good. They know what's up. They're more of like a Memphis style though. They got like the mustard based sauces.
See, that's what I go for too. So maybe I'll like it.
Yeah, I think you will. I think you will. There you go. I taught you something. gave you some advice after the lesson you gave me on the mat. All right, so March 22nd, man, you got this fight coming up with Clay. You've already spoke. He's walks straight forward, and he walks forward with good technical punches. He's a brawler. He's got good conditioning. Where does Lucus Montoya stand taller in this fight?
I mean, I think it's just going to be who capitalizes on a mistake, honestly, right? Because we're both, I mean, he's a good striker, and people always talk about my jiu-jitsu. I've punched quite a few people in my fights, and people always seem to remember, like, oh my gosh, I thought you were a jiu-jitsu guy, and then all of a sudden getting hit in the mouth. I feel like I could catch him on his feet. I feel like he's slick enough and scrappy enough on the ground that he could fall into a submission on me, and so I think it's going to be who capitalizes on the mistake. Yeah, that's when you know you've booked a good fight. That's when you know that you've got two of the top going at it. When it's not this guy's better than this, it's hey, we're both good, and someone's got to make a mistake, and it's not gonna be me. I got asked a funny question. They said in one of the interviews for the TV thing they're doing, whatever, they said, "Why should Clay be afraid of you?" I'm like, bro, Clay has fought on the UFC stage against big name fighters. I've been on the World Series stage. Like, Clay's not scared of me. I'm not scared of Clay. You have nerves as a fighter going into it, but the nerves, especially later on, more become for yourself, like, all right, I need to perform how I know I can perform. And that's what your nerves are hitting, not, oh, this guy can hurt me. I've had my leg broken. I've had my arm broken. I've had my face broken. I'm not scared of that. It's me not performing to the best of my ability. Yeah, and that's what I've loved about you and Clay both. I've spoken to you both, and is you guys are the ultimate professionals when it comes to this. You guys aren't young to the game, and you guys respect each other, and you guys know, hey, I could hurt him, he could hurt me, and that's what we're going into. That's what we signed up for, and it's been a pleasure working and talking to both of you, because I mean, trash talk is, I do a segment where I have you guys talk a little trash on each other, but it's all made up. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it's funny. It's a funny thing that we do. But
you know, I can't stand the trash talk for trash talk's sake. You know, this is a professional sport.
Yeah, I always laugh when people talk trash or like start flexing on each other. I'm like, hey man, you're gonna fight. Like, there's no reason. Like I'm not that all the way on the other side. Like, I see some fighters that become best buddies before they fight, and they're oh, what's going on? Oh, my wife's gonna meet. All right, we're still trying to hurt each other. Like, it's still a fight. But what's going to happen is going to happen March 22nd, not before or after. Yeah,
I remember my fight, me and Pat and Eric went out to the park, and we were running mitts and everything, and as I'm walking back through the casino, I'm walking past the little cafe, and the dude I'm fighting is just like sitting there up against the railing eating lunch with his girlfriend, and I'm just like, hey, what's up, man? And just like give him a fist bump, and I'm like, yeah, we'll see you tonight. And then I was like, should I punch his hand? Should I like give him a harder fist bump, or was it like was it soft, or does he think I don't know how to punch now? Like, I was like questioning, like, did I do that right?
See, that's funny. I went and watched a professional arm wrestling tournament in Vegas one time, and they all shake hands like so dainty. They're like, "Oh, hi, how are you?" And like barely close because they don't want you to know how strong they are.
Oh my God.
And so it's got to be a secret. Like, listen. With 4-ounce gloves, everybody hits hard. Right? 4-ounce gloves, everybody hits hard. Everybody's blood stops when they get choked. Like, and Clay's been doing it for just as long or longer than me in some aspects, and so he knows all the same stuff I do. It's just who's going to capitalize.
Yeah, I love it. Do you have any idea of what or who you want after this fight, or what the plan is after this one?
No, I know LFA's coming, and they've kind of tentatively offered me, depending on if I'm healthy, you know, a spot on that card. I know Kevin has been trying to get me to beat up Carson Gregory for a long time, man. So I think after I win this one, I think Carson is in line. So
yeah, he's got to win.
Yep, I win this one, and Carson's next, and that's who I'll take, man. That guy's super tough and durable fighter, so that'd be a fun one too.
Yeah, his last fight was I did not think he was gonna.
All his last fights, man. That guy, like, his tactic is to come out and get hit a few hundred times, and then he starts beating people up. And it's like he's a tough son of a gun.
It was pretty impressive to see how tough he was with that last one. I was like, whoa, I did not see that coming. But you know, I mean, I've seen him fight, but I was just like, oh, this one's. But you know, so
you can't count him out, man.
That'd be a good one.
You can't ever count him out.
That'd be one I'd be very excited to see. Let's get that, Kevin. Let's get that going.
Got to get through Clay first. Let's get through Clay first.
Let's get this fight going. I'm so excited for it, man. Everybody, I can't tell you the amount of people that I have that are talking to me about this fight, so it's going to be a good one. So the last thing that we do, I kind of mentioned it, is it's called, I just call it trash talking. And what it is I looked up on my phone, there's a trash talk generator. And so it generates the words you're going to call somebody. So you don't have, because the thing is all these trash talkers and, you know, and the UFC and everything else, it's so fake. It's so scripted. Like, they don't really hate most of these people. They're just, you know, someone wrote it for them, or they have all these lines, and then as soon as someone comes back with something, they like don't know what to say next. So I'm just like gonna go with the ultimate script and just have like a computer generate your trash talk for you. And so, you know, Clay did it. Everyone's done it so far. So what it is you press the button and it generates 4 words, and then you put them together. You know, you say it. So what they've been saying is, on March 22nd, I'm going to defeat Clay Collard because he's and then you read the line and that's it. It's stupid. It's stupid. Yay. It's fun. It's I don't know. It's something to do. So put this down.
Better have a mama joke in there. Everyone know it's not for me. So
it's let's see. Where is it? There we go. Insult generator. These guys should probably like become a sponsor for the show or something. So you hit that red button and the insult will come up, and then the words are underneath those 4. So you'll say March 22nd, I'm going to beat Clay Collard because he's whatever.
Listen up, Clay. This is from the heart, bro. Oh, Jesus.
It's so bad. It's so dumb.
All right. Sorry, Mom, if you're listening. But March 22nd, I'm coming in to wreck Clay Collard because he's a poop-loving arse lotion. And you heard it here first, folks.
Dude, poop loving arse lotion.
Poop loving arse lotion.
What the heck?
That is one from my daughter would say though. That's, you know, when I'm leaving, both my kids are like, "Bye, poop face, love you." So all right, maybe that is something from me.
There you go. Well, Lucas, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to come do this episode. Do you have anybody else you want to thank before we head out?
You know, man, just big shout out to my gyms, One Hit MMA, Blackout, Foley's MMA, the Pit down in Salt Lake, Jeremy Horns, man, they've all always welcomed me and just let me train. Garage Door Utah, PGI, if you like grappling, come watch these shows. And last but not least is Rockwell, man. You like getting sweet gear, go check them out.
All right. Hey, man, good luck this weekend. Go get it. Go do your thing. We appreciate all that you do. If you like this show, please like and subscribe. Find us on Undefeated by Choice at YouTube and on iTunes. Find us at SteelFist Fights on Instagram and SteelFist Fight Night on YouTube. Everybody, be good to yourself. Be good to each other. I love you.